Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. Presiding Officer, as the recently elected convener for the Climate Action Committee, I'm looking forward to working with colleagues from across the chamber, both scrutinising the Scottish Government, but also, hopefully, with the committee making suggestions to help Scotland in dealing with the climate emergency that we all face. And for clarity, I'm not speaking today as convener of that committee. As some leaders trade the hope and health of future generations for the short-term gains, they push back against the very idea of a climate crisis and undermine the need for urgent action. I've already heard that this afternoon in the debate, but I do urge the Scottish Government, the SNP Scottish Government, not to yield to the climate culture wars. There are millions of people globally who are impacted by climate change today, and that will be the case for future generations, already touched upon by Senator Dykstra. And it's something that I've heard on numerous occasions when I've represented the Parliament at Commonwealth Parliamentary Association conferences, whether the regional ones or the international ones, which I'm going to come back to in a moment. Now, global warming is one of the biggest issues facing our planet, and the strong leadership on the climate crisis has never been more important. And reaching net zero is a national challenge for Scotland. It's one that we must win for a healthier climate, warmer homes, cleaner air and happier, more equitable, prosperous communities. The motion in the name of the Cabinet Secretary highlights these key criteria, and I'm looking forward to the contributions from MSPs, certainly the open debate this afternoon, as I'm sure will actually help the committee discussions on Thursday as we meet for the first time, but also for the rest of the parliamentary term. But there are three items that I'm just going to touch upon briefly, just for wider consideration. And first of all, that's on the issue of AI data centres and their impact on the environment. There's already a great deal been written about them. And we all use AI, some former MSPs, more than others, of course, but it's not going to go back into the box. It's only going to increase, and it will become more increasingly important for the economy and also social use. So members will also be very much aware of the 24 AI data centres being reported for planning across the country. So we all appreciate how important that this issue actually has become. And I touched upon the CPA a minute ago, and the AI data centres has been an issue that has been raised time again and again and again at the international conferences, but also at the regional conferences. So it's not just us who are talking about it, others are talking about the issue as well. And helpfully, it's actually in the agenda for this year's Festival of Politics event. I know I'm not able to use props, Presiding Officer, but I thought actually plugging the Parliament, I might get away with that one. So there's an event on Thursday, the 27th of August. There's actually two discussions about AI, but one about the actual data centres themselves. So dealing with climate emissions is already a massive challenge, and with newer technologies, we need to find a way to incorporate them into the economic, the social and also the environmental policies that we manage. Now, secondly, is the issue of heat networks and the importance and success of them, delivering the heat that we all need, but also their environmental impact is vital. District heating systems play an important role in communities up and down the country, but they do come in a range of scales. Are they operating effectively? How do we create more using efficient input to ensure communities can benefit from them whilst providing improvements for the customer and also the provider? And thirdly, this is a small example in a business context, and I didn't know about this until yesterday when I met up with a local business. But this isn't just an issue that this local business faces, it's an issue that this particular sector faces UK-wide. And it might be a bit niche for some, but it's to do with cinemas. The technology that cinemas utilise are actually highly power intensive. There is technology already out there to actually go in and help improve this. But the cinemas actually, they are struggling. They've not yet recovered fully from COVID, particularly when it comes to small-scale operators. In my constituency, I've got one in Greenock. There's two in that business, Greenock and Dunoon. There's also another separate one in Falkirk. That's got one screen. But there are others UK-wide. They're not all part of big multinational conglomerations. So these are it's a small example, but actually where government could actually potentially help, then move the dial somewhat going forward. So, Presiding Officer, today we've already been a range of issues have been discussed, and obviously many more will be. I mean, whether it's regarding the marine environment, whether it's energy generation, oil and gas extraction, agriculture, transport, construction, amongst others. There will be more, and certainly I'm looking forward to the committee and the deliberations that we will have. But fundamentally, we have made progress It is difficult to get to where we need to get to, but we need to do it, because the impact on us is one thing, but also the impact upon particularly some countries in Africa. Senator Dykstra spoke about Congo, but many others that I've heard about through the CPA. We've got a job to do. Thank you.